I think it's essential because it shows that we're not just after the profit of it. We care about what happens with our clients, what happens with our teammates, and that helps create a positive culture all around. At the level 1 service desk, we often have clients that like to pass us tasks that would cause a potential security risk. So sometimes we have to come back and explain to them those different security risks. It shows that we care about their environment, and that strengthens a relationship.
Honesty and integrity is the foundation of trust. Without trust, you can have miscommunication. Honesty and integrity helps the team be collaborative and feel supported. I once had a teammate that had an Excel spreadsheet they were working on, and the client knew there was going to be a mistake. We knew there was going to be a mistake, and instead of trying to cover it up, we presented that mistake to the client, worked with them to fix that. Future projects were able to make that same change so we didn't have it repetitive.
Being honest with not only my teammates and not only my family and not only my friends, but also being honest with myself and having the integrity to be honest even when I think nobody else is going to notice or nobody else is looking.
Treating each other well. What that means to me is basically having honest conversations, being open to conversations as well, and knowing this individual comes from a different perspective and understanding that, rather than being someone that's going to close this individual out because I don't agree with what they're stating or anything that they want to do. Being open is a good way to treat others.
Expecting everybody to be pushed a little bit past their current boundaries is how you improve.
I think it's just due to a lot of the feedback that you receive. It's not so much a, hey, this is wrong, it's horrible, you're a horrible person. It's always framed in a way where you want to learn and grow from it. And I think just getting that constructive criticism is very helpful.
I think that this company's culture is very unique. Past companies that I've worked with have always kind of claimed that they're a family or you're part of this bigger team, but this company, they show their appreciation.
I think what inspires me to contribute back to our community is seeing the work that our company has done. I've seen our leaders lead by example and making sure that we're giving back to those who need it. For myself, what that's looked like is volunteering my time with local organizations. I volunteer my time by coaching a queer kickball league. The league was started intentionally so that folks would have a way to connect with other people in their community without having to go to a bar.
Community. Maybe there's things you don't like about it, but if you don't contribute to make it better, then how can you do that?
I actually help facilitate the Community Contributions Committee, and I've been doing that since I came here. I love seeing all of the different presentations. I love helping the committee members towards making decisions to give funding back all over the world.
So MEC9 does allow you to not only participate in the, kind of corporate sponsored events, but if there's activities or events within your community that aren't directly sponsored by MEC9, you're allowed to submit and potentially work for those. And I'm a scuba diver. Here in the Chicago area, there's a harbor called Roanoke Harbor, and they do a cleanup. I believe it's annually. I actually participated on behalf of MEC9 to help clean up the harbor. So not only was it actually a fun activity to do because I like to dive, but I was also helping out the community.
So I think a positive attitude can arguably be one of the most important things that anybody can have on a team. I believe that you're a direct reflection of the people that you surround yourself with. Whether it's you or somebody else being that positive light on the team, that's only going to breed more positivity.
Sometimes difficulties knock me off my feet, and getting up back can be tough, but it's about a positive mindset. Firstly, it's being okay with being frustrated. It's not about ignoring the challenges. So I give myself a limited grace period for negative emotions. Afterwards, I embrace the challenge by reframing the problem, taking action, even if it's small steps, or engaging my teammates, especially my buddy, for assistance.
If we all come from a I can do this, we can accomplish anything as a team.
I guess that happens all the time at the tech center. You could see them working diligently and they're always doing what they're supposed to be doing. And when they encounter issues, instead of complaining, they try to figure out ways to get it resolved. You could walk around the tech center and you could see what these guys are doing, and you never ever hear them argue or fight or get into situations where they have to stop doing something until someone takes the blame.
Typically, I try to look for a challenge because I like overcoming obstacles. A lot of times, I just like breaking things apart and trying to figure out how they work to figure out the challenge or resolve the issue or solution that challenge presents.
So working in HR, I feel like being proactive is essential, and just we're constantly dodging problems and like catching them before they become a problem. Laws are always changing. We have teammates that will have brand new issues that we've never had come up. So just making sure that we're staying ahead of everything and up to date on all of our training helps a lot with that.
At level 1, it's really easy to be proactive, I feel. We are able to pinpoint different security risks or different ways that things go wrong and offer solutions that better fit what the clients are looking for.
Yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls that can happen around safety. Usually the unsafe things happen because you lose sight of what you're doing. You become distracted, you become complacent. Having good processes in place around safety is a great way to prevent safety incidents from happening.
When I train people, I make sure that they see the process, that I follow the process when I train them, and that they can also access the process on their own if they need to.
While working on a project for a renewal for on-site teammates, we had bi-weekly meetings to make sure that we were all on track and working towards the same goal of getting that renewal in.
I think the biggest game changer for us has been having honest conversations with our clients, and one of the process ways that we do that is through doing some lessons learned activities. We do that both internally and with our client. We do our internal lessons learned or post-project review and talk through like how was this? How was it to design this project? How was it to install this project? We were able to have a frank conversation as an internal team about that project, and then I was able to talk to the client in our client-focused post-project review. Having those conversations, doing lessons learned as part of our process really helped us this time.
I think something that really drives me is I really want things to be correct. I'm sending out the reports to sales management and the exec team, and I feel like just knowing who I'm sending the reports out really makes me want to strive for excellence.
We had a new teammate that came in as an entry-level teammate, and I threw him in the deep end a couple times. He had a lot of things to learn. I also know for a fact that he actually spent a lot of time outside of work working on his skills and learning and progressing, and within a relatively short period of time, he became one of our resident experts in what he was working on.
We had a lot of projects to deliver at the end of last year, and in particular, a large meeting space that required us to work in all 3 meeting spaces over the course of only a few weeks. And the IBU, RPV, and MMBU teams all came together to work through that. We were able to put a lot of people on site in a very short amount of time, and we were able to get it completed by the end of the year.
The core values, the execution of living and exemplifying those is one of the things that makes us profitable. It's one of our greatest differentiators is our people, and the fact that we have that attention to detail, the fact that we treat our people well, make sure that they're the most important asset that we have, that we take care of doing things right, making sure that we're upfront and we're honest in our communications with our clients or even with our own teammates, makes us profitable. That profit then enables growth, and then that growth in turn feeds right back into core values, because if we don't hold on to those core values as we grow, we will lose that and it'll break that cycle.
I think in our industry, it's critical for us to be thinking about new ways of doing the work, new ways of providing solutions, because we're in a technology-driven space. That's why I'm really trying to learn what AI is. And I think as a company on the holistic level, we need to be innovating and staying ahead of the curve, because there's competition out there and we want to be the best. Our process grounds us in what makes us like the identity of our company, but we also need to be on the forefront of what's happening, and I think that we are.
Continuous improvement helps us to be more efficient in how we deliver projects, and if we can be more efficient, we can make more money and continue to grow. I don't like to lose deals. You need to put in the extra work to make sure that clients are happy and they keep coming back to us.